Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations into the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, broad left up to standing of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is the Akim Mahalalia coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. Judgment of the Heavenly Father. I actually have a video of this footage. It says at least 68 dead after plane crashes in Nepal. Horrifying video shows moment of impact, which this is the video here, but I actually have a more thorough. No, I don't want to show it though. I don't want to play it because YouTube and so forth. But I kind of just leave it on a still shot here. But the judgment of the Heavenly Father, they was recording this live. Okay, it says, which was also reported live on Facebook. Because, see, what happens is, and the Most High is cold-blooded because, we're in this technological age when everything is in advance. Everybody has phones. Everybody has access to laptops, computers, and these smart devices. And everything you do or everything that someone does is ultimately recorded. Okay, whether you're walking down the street, you're taking a selfie, or you're filming the goddamn it birds or something, everything is recorded. And these people basically recorded their own demise, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai make a mockery of you heathens, man. Okay, because out of 72 people, they found 68 corpses, which is a lot of dead people because the plane went down. And we suspect that it was the SADS syndrome, which sudden adult death syndrome, which comes from being juiced. Okay, they put it under this particular notion of a title, meaning that's not what it really is, but that's the quote unquote scientific way of stating that this is what's happening when it's clearly not. Okay, when people are dying from heart failure because, they went down there and trusted in Egypt. And the scriptures say that this is like a broken reed, a staff and a broken reed. You're trusting in this system is not plausible in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And I'm talking to our people, man. So more judgment, more death, more destruction, as we specified, was going to come to Babylon the Great. But you got men out there that's basically stating that the prophecies that we speak, ain't none of them come to pass. But we just stated, and I've said it myself, I said 2023, you're going to have mass death, okay? And Esau has recorded on his census 16,000 people that didn't drop dead since the new year. And we're only 16 days into the new year. Okay, now I believe it's more than that because, Esau, he doesn't really tell you the facts. He gives you bits and pieces of the truth, but nonetheless a lie. He's not going to tell you everything that went down. But regardless of that, that it's more. So if you got 16,000 people dropping dead, people in it, notable celebrities, people in it 31. I think somebody, what's this chick name? She was like some type of famous, I forgot if she played sports or not, but she was pretty notable. 31 years old, dropped dead from heart failure. Okay? And we've been telling you people that drink the juice, man, 2 to 4 to 3 to 5 years, man, you're going to start having complications. So, hey, man, this may be one of those examples, and the Most High is not playing. All right? Because that's scary, that you're on a plane and all of a sudden it goes down and catches fire. Now, we don't know. If the pilot dropped dead in mid-flight, we don't know, but just from looking at the video, it looked like the plane just caught fire, like it was some type of attack or something like that, man. And that was funny because I was briefly watching the movie Final Destination the other night, and the very first one, and all of a sudden this happens, and it was kind of along the same lines, when he had the premonition, and then when he actually went through it, basically you saw in his point of view of people basically dying on that flight. So the Lord is very terrible, and he's not to be taken lightly for you Israelites out there that seems to be playing games with the Lord's word, man. This guy Nate, once again, speaking ill of the Lord's prophecies, making mockery of the sea hip. All right, man. But it says at least 68 people died when a passenger jet crashed into a gorge in north central Nepal on Sunday. Okay, it says a gorge. All right, so let's look that up. A narrow valley between the hills and mountains, typically with steepy rock walls and a stream running into it. Now, my question is, how the hell did you crash into a gorge? You know, how did you run into a particular mountain or valley or whatever, unless, you know, you wasn't paying attention or unless something happened in mid-flight. So, hey, we can speculate that whoever was piloting the plane, he probably lost consciousness and then he hit the gorge. You know, at least spiritually speculating. Let me go back. Yep, here we go. Yep, it says a gorge in north central in Salaki in Nepal on Sunday. It says the Yeti Airlines Flight 691 was bound for the Pokhara International Airport after taking off from the Kathmandu, Nepal's capital. It says a total of 72 people, including 4 crew members, were on board, and 68 bodies were found at the crash site. It's a lot of dead. That's a lot of dead people, man. All right. It says the passengers, including 15 foreign nationals, including citizens from India, Russia, South Korea, Ireland, Australia, Argentina, and France. It says it was not immediately clear what caused the plane to crash. Sure. We know what caused the plane to crash. If you run into a gorge, then basically, you know, what happened in mid-flight. And like I said, I'm not going to play these videos because, you know, YouTube and that censoring nonsense, you know, they like to get real finicky. But nonetheless, this is an actual person that's recording it, that they caught it, I believe, off Facebook Live, and whoever posted it to the TikTok, they must have re-uploaded it. But basically, this is what you're seeing happening. Hey, scripture say peace and safety and sudden destruction. All right, look. Everybody all good. And these look like Elamites. Elam. Hebrew Elamites. And bam, all of a sudden they caught fire, man. So Yahweh Shai is not the one to be played with, man. And I mean, we're going to keep stressing that because he's very terrible. Okay, so this is the book of Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter. And I'm going to start at verses 17. It says here, for Yahweh your power is the God of gods and the Lord of lords, and a great God, a mighty, a terrible, which regarded not persons nor taketh reward. Okay, it says he's a terrible power, okay, a terrible God, meaning that his judgments, man, because the scriptures say that Yahweh Shai carry out judgment every single day, and he delights in his judgments, okay, for the wicked, because you know you Elamites, man, you believe in Kali, you believe in the god of Shiva, you believe in all these Hindu gods and so forth, and the Most High is the God of gods. He's the power of powers, okay, and your power have no dealings with our power, because our power created your idols on the left-hand side, man. Okay, so this is the book of Psalms 96, and I'm going to start at verses 5. It says, for the gods of the nation are idols. Matter of fact, let's start at verses 3. It says, declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people, which is his judgments. It says, for the Lord is great and greatly to be praised, and he is to be feared above all gods. Okay, because just imagine you on a plane and all of a sudden everything is good. You're going to your destination. You're going to meet your family. You're going down to Key West with your woman. You know, you're going to go on that luxury cruise for the week. And all of a sudden your plane go down in mid-flight and you never make it to your destination. How horrific is that? Final Destination like Judgments, right? All right. And that's a good movie. That's a good series to watch, especially the first. The first one, the first two is pretty good. The last one is good too. It's called The Final Destination. It's like a prequel almost, and it leads up to the first one. That's the twist. You know, show you how how calculated it is, because in the very first Final Destination, or the last one, basically when they cheated death, the people from the last movie, when they got on that flight, when the boy got the premonition, he was getting carried off the plane, but the people that cheated to death the first time was the ones that's getting on the plane, and it blew up. And that boy had that premonition, man. Show you that Yahweh Shai is to be greatly feared. It says he's to be feared above all gods. And it says, for the gods of the nations are idols, but Yahweh Shai made the heavens, man. Okay? And that's the point. The Lord made the heavens, not you Elamites, not your Hindu gods, not your demon goddess Shiva, Kali, okay, with the Shiva Jatas and so forth, not your Druid gods, you know, the worshiping of snakes and so forth. No, man, they didn't create the heavens. Not your Dambala god, you know, which is basically the snake god of the sky, man. No, all your rituals and shit like that. No, man, Yahweh Hashem Shai is in control of all these judgments, man. All right. So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, 16. And this is basically judgment on the heathen. Okay. And it says here, 11, it says, for they were pricked that they should remember thy words and were quickly saved, that not falling into deep forgetfulness, they may continually be mindful of thy goodness. You know, the Israelites, we had light in our dwelling places. When you go into the account of when Moses caused a pitch black to go over the land of Egypt for 3 days, the Most High said, raise their hand towards the heavens and cause it to be blacked out or blackout. Okay, those are plagues that plagued Egypt at that time, and the Most High said that he was going to smite Egypt with plagues as he did before. You see what I'm saying? So those plagues are coming back. But anyway, going back, it says, for neither herb nor mollifying plaister that will restore them to health, but thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things. Which shows you that these scriptures, this is the healing agent. This is the balm, okay, like the ointment, you know. And it says, for thou hast the power of life and death, and thou leadest to the gates of hell and bring it up again, which that word hell in the Hebrew goes into the Hebrew word shawal, which means the grave. It's not talking about a fourth. It's not talking about a interdimensional layer. You know, it's not talking about some type of particular dimension that's in the center of the earth. No. Okay. It says here, a man indeed killeth through his malice, and the spirit, when it is gone forth, returneth not, neither the soul receiveth to come up again. But it is impossible, but it is not possible to escape thy hand. That's the point I want to make. Okay, these people, like I said, look at it. It's all peace and safety. Everybody having a good time. And I really want to play the video, but, you know, we're not going to do that. But they didn't think anything was up. You know, they're cool. They're flying. Look like they just took off. And all of a sudden, you know, they hit a goddamn gorge, or allegedly hit a gorge. And then before you know it, peace and safety, then sudden destruction. Within minutes, their ass was on fire. I say that the Lord is not to be played with. It says, for the ungodly that deny to know thee, which you heathens, it says, were scourged by the strength of thy arm, with strange range and hells and showers. And they were persecuted that they could not avoid. And through fire they were consumed. Okay? And through the fire, they were destroyed, man. Okay? They was consumed through the fire because the plane hit a gorge and it exploded. And like I said, we speculate that whoever the pilot was, which they're not going to admit, you know, but he's 9 times out of 10, he probably was juiced up. You know, he was probably juiced up and, you know, he probably just like, fuck. And that's a scary thing, man. That's why they had to shut down all those airlines last week, because for the simple fact, you know, people were going into cardiac arrest due to certain things. You know, so, hey, brother, it might not, brothers, you know, of course, everything is through the spirit of the Lord. But I say, man, if you can drive anywhere, then drive. You know, I got a limit, man. I can drive up to 12 hours. I don't want to do anything beyond that. But if I got to go anywhere between 12 hours, you know, I take a plane, but it's not looking too good. I think Lord's will, if he allows me to make moves this year, it's going to be within driving distance, you know, because like I said, all these pilots, you just never know, man, you know, when their time is up. All right. Let's go to the book of Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, 5th verse. This is the book of Zephaniah 3, and I'm going to start at verses 5. It says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof, and he will not do iniquity. Iniquity is sin on top of sin. It says, every morning doth he bring his judgment to light, and he fell it not. And the unjust knoweth no shame. And these heathens, they are unjust. You know, they're not going to attribute to the Most High judging them. You know, to them it's a freak accident. But who's in control of freak accidents? The Lord. So more final destination type judgments are going to come into Babylon the Great. And just you people in general. Why? Because, hey, you ain't keeping the commandments. And, hey, for one thing, you heathens, you wicked. And you've afflicted the chosen people, which is our people, the Negro, Latino, and Native American, man. All right? This is the book of 2nd Ezra 15. And I'm going to start at verses... It started... Oops, the 2nd Ezra 16, Salakia. Yep, 16. And I'm going to start at verses 19. It says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. Okay? Now, you look up the word anguish, right? And it's going anguish definition, right? And let's see what we get. It says severe mental or physical pain or suffering. To be extremely distressed about something. All right. Anguish means suffering. Anguish is a great mental suffering or physical pain. So the Most High is going to bring pain upon you people. That's why it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of great famine and great death. It says the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. But what should I do when these evils come? Okay. And that's the question Esdras asks. It says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges, man. So they're not going to contribute their wickedness and the fact they're getting jacked up into the judgments of the Heavenly Father because they don't know the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, that's why the scriptures say many great miseries should be done unto them that dwell on the earth because they walk with great pride, man. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to end it there, brothers. I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and the Bible.